everyone, and welcome. Today we'll explore one of the most significant geopolitical transformations of the 21st century, an emerging strategic alignment between Turkey, Russia, and China, and how these three countries are reshaping the global order. These are not just regional powers acting in isolation, they are dynamic global players whose actions in redefining international global politics, economics, and security. Their cooperation, competition, and strategic maneuvering are influencing global institutions, energy routes, and economic networks, ultimately transforming the way global power operates. For much of modern history, the international system was identified by a clear division. During the Cold War, Turkey was positioned firmly within the Western Alliance as a member of NATO, while Russia and the Soviet Union stood as the main rival to Western power. Ideological confrontation shaped the world, but after the end of the Cold War, the geopolitical landscape changed dramatically. The ideological rivalry of the past gave way to new dynamics driven by national interest, economic interdependence, and regional influence. Today we are witnessing a new reality, one that is not bipolar but multipolar, where power is distributed among several influencing states rather than dominated by a single superpower. Turkey occupies a unique and strategic position in this emerging order. Geographically, it is the bridge between Europe and Asia. Politically, it is a member of NATO, but it also maintains strong ties with Russia and increasingly close economic relations with China. This allows Turkey to pursue what is known as a multi-alliance of strategic balancing approach, working with both the West and the East while advancing its own national interest. Rather than choosing one side, Turkey is actively creating its own strategic space. The relationship between Turkey and Russia offers a clear example of the new geopolitical logic. Historically, these two countries were adversaries. For centuries, the Ottoman Empire and the Russian Empire competed for control over territories and maritime routes. During the Cold War, Turkey was part of NATO specifically to counter the influence of the Soviet Union. However, after the collapse of the USSR, relations between Turkey and Russia took a new turn. Economic interests began to outweigh historical rivalry. Energy became the foundation of their cooperation. Russia is one of Turkey's main suppliers of natural gas, and Turkey plays an essential role as a transit corridor for Russian energy exports. Large-scale projects such as the Turk Stream pipeline physically link the two countries and make them economically interdependent. In addition to energy cooperation, trade between the two countries has grown steadily, and millions of Russian tourists visit Turkey every year, making it an important contributor to Turkey's economy. Despite ongoing tension in regions such as Syria, Libya, and the Caucasus, both Ankara and Moscow have demonstrated an ability to compartmentalize conflicts while continuing their cooperation in strategic areas. Their relations is neither a traditional alliance nor a rivalry. It is a pragmatic partnership shaped by mutual needs. Meanwhile, Turkey's relationship with China is driven by economic opportunity, infrastructure development, and the vision of a new Eurasian connectivity. China's Belt and Road Initiative, a global infrastructure strategically designed to connect Asia and Europe and Africa through land and maritime networks, position Turkey as a central transit hub. The Middle Corridor, an important road within the Belt and Road Initiative, passes through Turkey, linking China to Europe through Central Asia and the Caucasus. This gives Turkey a critical role in global supply chains and trade logistics. Economic ties between Turkey and China have expanded rapidly. China has become one of Turkey's largest trading partners, particularly in areas such as mechanic, electronic, transportation, and infrastructure. Chinese investment is increasingly visible in Turkish railways, energy projects, and logistic networks. For Turkey, cooperation with China represents an opportunity to diversify its economy, reduce reliance on Western financial institutions, and strengthen its role as a regional power. For China, Turkey offers an important geopolitical gateway, a country that connects East and West, and that can facilitate China's access to European markets. However, the relationship between Turkey and China is also complex. The issue of the Uyghur Muslim population in China's Xinjiang region, who share ethnic and linguistic ties with Turkish people, has created public pressure within Turkey. Despite this, Ankara has continued to engage strategically with Beijing, balancing humanitarian concerns with economic and geopolitical interests. What makes Turkey unique in today's global system is its ability to operate simultaneously within Western Russia and China's sphere of influence. As a NATO member, it has access to Western defense structures and technologies. Through its partnership with Russia, it influences regional security issues in the Middle East, the Black Sea, and the Caucasus. Through its engagement with China, it becomes part of a broader economic network that is reshaping Eurasia. This strategic flexibility allows Turkey to position itself not as a follower of any single bloc, but as an independent power in its own right. Together, Turkey, Russia, and China are contributing to the rise of a new multipolar world. Russia projects militarily and energy influence using its natural resources and strategic geographically to shape global politics. China is transforming the international economic order through trade, investment, and infrastructure. Turkey is navigating between these powers using its geopolitical position, diplomatic leverage, and economic potential to become a central player in Eurasian geopolitics. This emerging system is not defined by ideological but by strategy. Alliances are no longer rigid, they are flexible, transactional, and based on national interest. The global balance of power is no longer dominated by a single superpower, but shaped by the interactions between multiple regional powers. As we look at the evolving relationships between Turkey, Russia, and China, one thing became clear: these countries are not merely responding to global change, they're actively shaping it. Their cooperation and competition will determine the future of energy routes, trade corridor, regional security, and international governance. Understanding their roles is essential to understanding where the world is heading. Thank you for listening. I hope the discussion has provided me full insight into the shifting dynamics of global power and the emerging role of Turkey, Russia, and China in shaping the future of the international system. Wishing you a great day and all the best.